What's up, you guys? My name is Ariana and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, before we hop right into this video, please be sure to like this video, leave me a comment down below, share this video, and also subscribe if you are new, and lastly, follow me on all of my social media platforms. So, we have a long one today, y'all. Today's video is sponsored by Yolissa Hair. Thank you for sending me this hair as well as the tools to go with it. I'm gonna have everything displayed on the camera for y'all or on the screen, but I'm also going to have the link to the wig in the description box. But yeah, you know, they sent me over the essentials for a wig install: the cap, the baby hair brush, the wig, obviously, wig cap, lashes. So now let's get into the wig itself. Zoom in close. Y'all see how small them knots are? Yes, first and foremost, we need small knots so we can get this job done. Mistake number one that I notice a lot of people make when it comes to wigs is over bleaching your knots. And I'm guilty of this too. Y'all, by the way, in this video, a lot of the mistakes I'm talking about, I actually messed up on, ironically enough. But I figured in this video, a lot of mistakes were made. So I figured I would show you guys not only how to mess up, but also how to fix them. So yeah, first things first, over bleaching your knots. How I like to bleach my knots is I use hairspray, whatever kind, it doesn't matter. I just like to push the hairline back. And then I will use my bleach mixture. If you have a frontal, 2 scoops of bleach, a little bit of developer. If you have a closure, 1 scoop of bleach, a little bit of developer. And yeah, just go ahead and paint the bleach on there, making sure that I get it all over the knots. I try not to push it too hard through the lace because I don't really want to get it. Like, you do want to get it on the hair, but not really. I know that's a terrible description, but like I said, just cover the knots if you can. And I think that bleach ratio that I told you guys about is going to help you a lot. So that's how you can prevent yourself from over bleaching your knots. Now y'all see how beautiful that looks? I'm about to mess it up terribly. So I be seeing on the internet like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, the girlies as of late have been putting their wig in the microwave to bleach their knots, right? Y'all about to see this in real time. So I was like, I'm about to go put my wig in the microwave or whatever. And you really don't have to leave it in that long. Like 10 to 15 seconds is really all you need for your knots to bleach, which is amazing because I'm used to waiting like 40 minutes for the wig to process. I ain't got time for that no more. I'm getting very impatient these days. So microwave queen it is. So yeah, little 30 seconds. I was like, okay, 30 seconds is cute. Y'all, when I tell you, just pay attention to the screen. Y'all about to see what's gonna happen. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Just watch. Did y'all see that spark? Did you or did you not see that spark? Y'all, I've lit my wig on fire. Did y'all see it smoking in the microwave? That's crazy. So I had to hurry up and take that bad boy out the microwave before I burnt down my mama's house. So y'all see me here rinsing out the wig, and as y'all can see, I definitely over bleached the knots. I think that was because of the microwave trick, so I'm definitely gonna have to learn how to finesse that, but y'all saw me bleach my knots in like 10 seconds, so I think it was worth it. But now I'm about to show you guys how to correct the mistake of over bleaching your knots. Obviously, the best way to not over bleach your knots is to not mess up in the first place. But at this point, we way past messing up. So I'm gonna fix it with a little bit of color as well as some conditioner. I would say use white conditioner, but unfortunately, this was the only conditioner I had at home. And it had like a little hint of green in it, but it wasn't enough to throw off the color. So I just mixed those 2 colors together in the bowl, 50-50, and then added a little bit of conditioner. And then, as y'all see, I am painting the color onto the roots very, very carefully, avoiding getting it on the lace. Normally people will like spray the inside of the frontal with like hairspray to prevent it from getting on the lace. Y'all, I was too lazy, and I was kind of salty of how over bleached my knots were. So what tool I'm using to paint the color on is, I think it's called like a eyebrow wand or eyelash wand, a little spoolie brush. I bought a bunch of them off Amazon. I think it's like 100 or 500 or something like that for less than $10. It's real affordable. So I'm going to have that linked below in my Amazon store if you guys want to use that. They come in handy when it comes to coloring wigs and stuff. But yeah, so I'm just taking my time with applying the color onto each section. I did it across the whole frontal because all of the knots were over bleached. And I'm really just going in and doing a root touch up just to cover up that blonde that I did. Here are the finished results of the root touch-up as far as the color application. Normally you can leave it sitting on your hair or the wig for like an hour or two, but I was tired after this. It took me about an hour, to be honest. So I just left it sitting on there, and then I ended up going to sleep. And in the next clip, this is the next morning, and I will be rinsing out the wig. And if y'all notice, the color is not going to bleed, which is a good thing because it means that the hair soaked up all of the hair color. Also, the way I'm rinsing it out, if y'all pay close attention, I am avoiding getting the water on the lace just because I was afraid it was going to bleed at first. But I'm trying my best to not mix any more of the color, and also the other half of the wig with all the hair. I kind of didn't want it to be in the sink because, again, I didn't want to mess up the highlights that are throughout the wig in itself. So yeah, just take your time rinsing it out, and just, I don't know how to verbally explain what I'm doing, but just avoid getting the color on the whole wig because then you're going to change the tone of it, and I wasn't going for that. Now I'm going in with Color Ion shampoo. Only reason I'm using this is because obviously the wig is pre-colored, but I also added color myself, as you guys saw. And this is the first time that I'm shampooing the wig. So you guys also want to make sure that your wigs are clean before you apply them, just because it's like the hair comes to life after you wash it. I don't like putting wigs straight on my head fresh out the bag. It doesn't give the way that it does if you wash the hair first. And again, I'm just making sure all that color is off of the roots and just cleaning the wig. One thing I noticed about this wig is that it's very coarse feeling. I don't know if that's because of the texture of the hair or the fact that it's been color processed, because it's blonde and it has highlights and stuff. This is my first time working with this company, so I don't really know if all of their hair feels coarse like that. I don't mind coarse hair. To me, coarse hair holds curls better than fine hair or silky hair. So I'm not mad at it at all. It's just something that I noticed, and if you guys are interested in purchasing this wig, just giving y'all the details on it. But yeah, here's the wig in the sink with the silicone mix on it to bring her back to life because she felt a little hard. So yeah, she's looking cute so far. I left the silicone mix sitting on the hair for maybe 15-20 minutes. I was getting impatient because, again, this is more than a one-day process and I needed to do my hair. So I was like, nah, I have to put this wig on today. If y'all have watched any of my previous wig videos, y'all know, again, very impatient. This is like the third time I've said this throughout this video, and I'm starting to think I have some real problems. But anyway, here is my quick blow dry tip for how you can dry your wig really fast. Y'all just see what I'm doing on the camera. Get a big towel, bath towel, put the wig in there, put the blow dryer on medium heat, put it in the towel as y'all see. Make sure that the filter on the back of the blow dryer is able to breathe though, because you don't want to light your house on fire. But yeah, this dries your wig in like 30 minutes. Mistake number 2 is improper hairline customization as well as over plucking. So when it comes to mistake number 2, be very, very careful, because when it comes to over plucking, I'm not gonna say you can't save your wig, but this is one of those things where prevention is key. Because once you over pluck it, it's very hard to fix. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I don't want y'all to throw away y'all money because wigs ain't cheap. So honestly, when it comes to plucking, I still don't feel as if I'm an expert. I'm improving. I've made a whole bunch of progress since last year till now. And I'm just gonna give y'all my tips and tricks, as well as I'm gonna drop a in-depth tutorial on how I pluck. I'm gonna do one on YouTube, but if you guys want an actual mini course like tutorial, I'm gonna put that on my hair website for y'all. Link is in description box. It's Ariannalyf.com. But yeah, that's more so for people who either want to get really good at customizing their own wigs, or if you guys want to have clients as well, start you a little business. So you guys can definitely check that out. Once it's out, I'll put it all over my socials so y'all know when it's out and when it's released. So first things first, you want to hot comb your wig back so you can get a full view of the hairline. But even before that, one thing I've noticed about how you place the frontal on the canvas head, that's highly important. So I'm gonna put that detail in my future plucking video because I forgot to show y'all on camera here. But you want to make sure that the middle part, why can I not talk? Make sure the middle part is directly on that middle line of the canvas blockhead. There's a little trick. I'll probably put it on Instagram or something so y'all can see how to get your middle part perfectly in the middle. So anyway, I'm just using mousse. I'm over here customizing the wig. This is very hard to verbally explain. I put the mousse on the section of hair that needs to cover the frontal, because y'all know behind the frontal is tracks. So I'm just pushing that part of the hair back to cover the tracks. And then again, the middle part is there. I'm gonna show y'all in a second how to get the perfect middle part and how to pluck that. So before you even begin plucking, you want to make sure that you are mapping out the part that you want to do and making sure that all of the hair is going in the direction that it would go in once the wig is completed as far as customization goes. That's really the best advice I can say as far as customizing. You have to be patient and you have to have enough time to take your time, if that makes sense. Don't try to rush customizing a wig because it's very easy to mess up. Now I'm gonna show y'all how I like to pluck a perfect middle part. When I say perfect, that's just for content purposes. Again, I'm not an expert yet. I'm still very much practicing, but I'm getting a lot better. So if y'all pay close attention, do y'all see that where I'm plucking at, you can still see the line of the canvas blockhead underneath the wig? I just try to follow that line because again, if you laid your wig on the canvas blockhead perfectly, as far as where you put the T-pins and things like that, your middle part should line up with that line on the canvas blockhead. And I've seen, like when I was first learning how to do this, I would see on TikTok that the girls would only pluck, it's like they would pluck one grid line of the frontal. And I tried that one time, and once I put it on my head, to me the part wasn't wide enough. So for me personally, I like to pluck 2 to 3 rows of grid lines, if that makes sense. It really just depends on the wig whether I do 2 or 3. But once you zoom out, as y'all can see here, to me the middle part looks kind of okay. I don't know, tell me what y'all think down below, because again, I'm not an expert. So yeah, once I get better at that, I'm going to drop an in-depth plucking tutorial. That way I'll be able to explain it even better. But to be honest, y'all really just gotta practice. That's really the best advice I have. Now if y'all pay attention, what I'm doing now is I'm about to pluck the actual hairline. You know how other plucking tutorials, people will just part across the whole front of the hairline and then just begin plucking? I don't like doing that anymore. For me, if I look at the wig and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a middle part, I will part the middle part out first and then I'll do half and half as far as plucking goes. Because I don't like having a big space where the middle part is supposed to be. And that's the mistake I kept making when it came to plucking, especially because I have a widow's peak. I didn't realize the importance of how to pluck a widow's peak. You got to do half and half. That's just being honest. Because if y'all notice the way I parted out the section I'm plucking, it was like a moon shape or a C shape. And I purposefully avoided plucking the middle part because I don't want that part to be thin. Because I don't like how that looks. But anyway, what I'm doing is obviously pluck a space, skip a space. That's the best verbal advice I could give. But you really just got to get in there and practice. But really, it's just pluck a space, skip a space, pluck a space, skip a space, and then do another row. I also used to be very impatient, and I would just section out the whole thing, and I would just pluck the very front of the hairline, and I would just literally make rows straight back. I didn't see the importance of sectioning the section, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't think it was important to do rows backwards on the hairline. I was just like, nope, I can just pluck one straight line back and it's gonna look good. But no, once you put that wig on, it's real deal gonna look like you got some straight lines going straight back on your hairline. And that's not how plucking is supposed to look. So again, take your time. Keep sectioning out what you need to. I would say do 3 to 4 rows backwards on the hairline as far as plucking goes, and then keep analyzing it, keep flat ironing it back to see if you like how it looks. Sorry, not flat iron, hot comb it back to see if you like the results. And if it's still a little too thick for your liking, you can always go in and do another C-shaped row where you think it needs to be plucked at. Plucking is more of a visual thing versus like verbally explaining it. But yeah, here's a half and half comparison. The right side of your screen is plucked and the left side I haven't done yet. Now, I understand everybody also has different preferences on how they like their hairline to look. I like mine to look like this. It's just personal preference. Some people like a thicker hairline. I personally don't, but hey, that's just me. I plucked the other half of the hairline off camera for time purposes because this is a very long video in my opinion. But yeah, so now I'm done plucking and I'm just hot combing the hairline back one more time just to make sure I don't have to go in and do any additional touch-ups. Now back to customizing the frontal in itself. I like how when people have a middle part, obviously you have the 2 sides in the front that go down to like each side of your face, but then you also have that section of hair that goes backwards and it's covering where the tracks are at. I haven't mastered this part yet as far as the hair that goes backwards covering the frontal, but I'm just sectioning the side parts from the hair that needs to go backwards, if that makes sense. I'm just parting out the line, and then I'm going to go in and hot comb the section that I think is necessary. And then I'm going to hot comb each side of the wig to make sure that it's as flat as possible. Yeah, just so it can be like laid in a clean line and organized. The only reason why I haven't mastered it yet is because I don't know what to do with the hair that y'all see me combing right now. I have the top section going straight back. That part's good, but I don't know what to do with this hair closer to the sides where your ear is at, because it ends up kind of being all over the place when it's time to style the wig. So to be continued. So here are the finished results after I customized the frontal. Obviously, again, not a master, not perfect yet, but improvement. So hopefully my tips and tricks will help y'all as well. On to mistake number 3. I bet you thought this video couldn't get any worse as far as the amount of mistakes I made, huh? Nope, keep watching. So mistake number 3 is rushing your install and not taking your time, pretty much. Yeah, this is again one of those mistakes that obviously is avoidable, but you have to manage your time better. And with everything that I do off the camera, yeah, this install right here, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be a hot mess. This is everything to not do. It looks like I'm doing okay so far. We haven't failed yet, but as y'all see, I literally went from pushing my hairline back straight to putting glue on. No bald cap, no cleaning my skin, no nothing. And I had just did my skincare routine, but as y'all can see, them little pimples I got, yeah, my skin was moisturized, which means, guess what? The wig ain't gonna stick. And part of me knew that, but I also felt like, for some reason, this install was gonna work. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, so, yeah. Don't skip steps. That's, like, literally best advice I can give you, especially if the wig is colored. The only reason why I thought I could, like, not put a bald cap on is because the girlies on TikTok do it. So I thought I could be part of that club. But it didn't work for me. I'm gonna just be honest. It was sad. This is layer number 2. Y'all saw me put the foundation on the inside of the frontal just so it can match my skin. I have no words. I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I thought that I was able to skip steps and still get the same results. Baby, it don't work like that. Don't let the internet deceive you. Take your time putting on your wigs. Because guess what? My mom always taught me you can do it right or you can do it over. Take your pick. I know y'all see me putting the bald cap on, but I'm really just doing that to hold my braids in place. yeah, this video, this little install right here, hot mess. So yeah. Also, y'all can see I plucked a hole in my lace too. Yikes. Mistake number 3 and 4 kind of go together. Also, mistake number 4 is a personal opinion. I don't really know how to explain it verbally, but to me, with all the installs I've done, you can very easily make a mistake, especially if it's a glue application. You can make a mistake by not mapping out where the lace or the hairline is supposed to lay before like putting the glue down. It's very easy to mess up because once you cut the lace off, you may end up having extra lace and it causes your installs to not be as flawless versus if the only lace that you have is right there next to the hairline. Hopefully that makes sense. I just don't like having a whole lot of lace left over. Also, when I watched Arrogant Tay's install on Lala, I believe, it was the video that I think was like leaked or whatever, I don't know. Seen it on YouTube, and he was saying he doesn't like to leave extra lace just because it's harder to give that illusion of scalp. So that's what I like to do as well. But again, back to my little sad install. Because I was rushing, I had to go to work because I had a client. I was just doing everything as quickly as possible because I thought I was good enough to skip steps. Nope, got humbled real quick. I would highly recommend cutting the lace off first before you apply adhesive, which is why I think some girls on the internet will put like the chalk markings across the hairline. That way they know where to cut. Everybody doesn't do that, but if you're not a master, I would say there's nothing wrong with taking as many precautions as you need to get the perfect install, which is what I should have done. Also, cutting the ear tabs out is also included in cutting the extra lace off. It's just easier to lay everything down once you don't have to worry about cutting things off. As y'all can see here, 1, I almost cut my ear, and 2, I didn't cut exactly where the hair was parted out at, which will leave me having some super short hairs on the side. So yeah, it's just, I mean, you can get away with it, obviously, but if you're trying to be like a master wig installer, whether it's on yourself or if you have clients, you got to take the extra steps. Like, the details are super important. So y'all are going to see what I meant as far as having additional lace where the hairline should be. Like, it's just not a good look. And so it's like, if you have glue in front of where the hairline is at, like, it's hard to get the glue off your face. It's a lot of things that are tedious and tricky about doing glue installs, which is why you have to take the extra steps unless you're already a master. Just personal opinion. The other reason why I highly suggest cutting the excess lace off before gluing it down is because, again, if you're not an expert, if you don't have the eye for it yet, you might accidentally pull the hairline of the wig too far in front of where you applied the adhesive or glue at. And then once you go in and, you know, part out the part of the wig that's not like glued to your face, you might end up cutting into the hairline that you just took your sweet time plucking. And then it's going to look like you didn't pluck anything. It's almost like you just cut off all your hard work. And that's highly annoying because that plucking sequence that we just went through, that took me, I was taking my time, so it probably took me like 2 hours just because I wasn't trying to mess up. And then like with filming and having to change batteries and all that, it took me a little minute. So yeah, I'm not trying to cut off all of my hard work that I just plucked. Trust me, like, it's not worth it. So I would highly suggest cutting the excess lace off before gluing down your wig. To me, it just seems easier, as well as you're able to avoid a very messy hairline cleanup process. That takes way too much time. I don't recommend that at all. Just listen to me. Trust me. Going back to mistake number 3 of rushing your install and skipping steps. I don't know if y'all could tell, but in this clip, I was rushing because I had to go to work, which is why I switched over to the red can of adhesive spray instead of the glue, because I'm still not a master at glue. So it's a lot easier for me to just like spray the hairline and then tie my edges and then go to work. But yeah, I was trying to do my baby hairs in this sequence, and then I was like, nope, I'm not gonna have time. So that's why y'all see me going back to this. And this is real deal like the next day. So my wig is already lifting on the sides. It's already looking crazy. Also, if y'all look real closely, look at my face and then look at the light skin section where my hairline is at. That is glue. So yeah, that's not cute. We got to redo the whole install. Like I said, I should have cleaned my skin before. That's why it's lifting on the sides, because I didn't do anything different than I normally do. So now you see me here with the paper towel and rubbing alcohol just to kind of clean off my lace and then get rid of the glue that is still on my face. And then we're still making more mistakes. I was still trying to rush by just using the can of spray, even though I know I like how glue installs look better. Yeah, mistakes were made. I was trying to rush. My time management was all over the place. And as y'all can tell on camera, like I'm not feeling it at this point because I'm not getting the results that I want. Even though I believe in myself, I can't figure out why I'm not getting it done. And it's like I'm running out of time and I'm trying to get this video out for y'all. So it was just a lot of thoughts going through my head at the time. Also, I cut my baby hairs off camera. Again, we just gonna ignore this little part, pretend like I didn't do this, because this is just tragic right here. This, baby, what is that? What is that? So, how did we get here, you ask? I got irritated off camera and took my wig off and just decided I'm gonna try to reinstall this wig the next day. So now it's the next day and I'm redoing everything from scratch. I've already cleaned my hairline off camera as far as getting the previous glue off. And I'm taking my time with pushing my hairline back. It was a free day. I didn't have any clients. So I was like, you know what? I really want to get good at this. I want to take my time so I can see what results I can truly get. And I just look more relaxed. I'm chilling. My face is not as inflamed. Hairline is already looking good so far. So yeah, just how to fix it. Don't try to rush your hair. Like, it's not going to work like that. And even this time I was like, I'm going to put a bald cap. Because as y'all see, I plucked a hole in my lace on accident. Didn't even realize it when I was in the plucking sequence. But yeah, I decided to do a bald cap method just because I think it might help my part look a little bit more natural. Because my hair is black. So yeah, I'm doing a trick. I saw this on TikTok. I'm spraying it in a paper plate. I know y'all can't really see it. But I'm spraying the red can on the paper plate. And I'm also putting the foundation on my bald cap before I put the spray on there. I know y'all see people who just spray the hairspray directly on their face. I don't really do that anymore just because I'm trying to avoid that additional cleanup process if I accidentally spray in the wrong spot. So yeah, we don't like that. I took my time blending out my foundation. You guys can use any foundation that is close to your skin tone. I used to overthink the lace tinting process way too much because at the end of the day, the spritz that I'm going to use at the end is going to melt all the products and stuff together and then it'll look like scalp. But yeah, so I am dipping my finger onto the paper plate and then putting that onto my face. I noticed that the spray kind of dried a little quickly. So then I just sprayed it onto my finger and then I put it where the hairline goes. You just don't want to spray the can directly on your face. You can either spray it on your finger or on the paper plate. I've seen both on TikTok. They both work. Yeah, so far so good. The other reason why I like spraying the can on my finger instead of directly on the hairline is that it dries down way faster and it's more precise. Like you're able to put the adhesive directly where you want it at. That way the wig cap is not too far on your face. And yeah, I noticed on the sides it wasn't sticking, so instead of getting angry and just skipping that step like I normally do, I just took my time, added a little bit more, blow dried it. I was listening to some music too, so that put me in a better mood. So yeah, it's working so far. This is one of the best bald caps I've ever done on myself, and I think it's really just because I took my time. It's not that I don't know how to do it. I just have this bad habit of trying to skip steps just because I'm trying to be as productive as possible. But yeah, so I'm trying to map out the hairline the way that I want the wig to lay as well. And now I'm just going in with the rat tail part of the comb and kind of like rolling the bald cap down into the adhesive so it can lay flat. This is one of those things where you have to install a bald cap to know what I'm talking about, because once you cut it, sometimes it likes to curl back on itself. Then you gotta like relay it down, which is why some girls use glue, but I ain't that good yet. So we ain't doing that. But as y'all can see, me taking my time, it's actually working because y'all can't really see that line where the bald cap ends anymore. It didn't really start sticking until the hairspray got tacky. But y'all, I look bald a little bit. Like, that's the goal. So this is kind of nice. Like, I'm even surprising myself looking back at the footage. Like, okay, Ari, we're doing things. Next step is to remove that additional hairspray adhesive that I have on my skin, because now I'm about to go in with the glue in a second. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have additional product that is unnecessary sitting on my face, because I'm trying to get this install as flat as possible. And I know with glue, the more layers you put, it's almost like it gets like kind of thick. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like doing a whole lot of layers no more, just because it'd be too thick. It's like the hairline looks bulky or something to me. So the most layers I'll do is 2, maybe 3, just depends on how I'm feeling. But I also don't rock my wig installs for weeks. You can give me a good 3, maybe 4 days, and I'm ripping that bad boy off my head. I noticed that once I was done cleaning the additional spray off of my face, the bald cap, it's like some of the foundation came off. So I'm just reapplying that just to make sure everything is as blended as possible. And as y'all can see, like, once you cut that additional lace off, it's just so much easier to map out your hairline. Like, oh, this is like, it's more stress-free, if that makes sense. So it's like I'm a lot more relaxed while doing this version of the install, because 1, I have enough time to get it done, and 2, I'm able to, you know, if I want to add additional steps just to make sure that it's precise, I can do that. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this is a vibe. I like the fact that I'm able to see what I'm doing and things are organized and not all over the place. Like, that feels good. It is now time for the moment of truth, because now we're going in with glue. But first, again, we gonna make sure that that skin doesn't have any additional oil or face moisturizer or anything on it, because what we saw in the previous install is that that wig ain't gonna stick, baby. So make sure you don't have any oil on your skin. Also, I used to make the mistake of putting the glue on my hair itself. Like, I would have a bald cap on, but I would still put the glue right on my hairline. And then when it's time to take the wig off, I'm real tender-headed, so it would like pull my hair. I never lost no edges or nothing, but y'all, that hurts. So try to put the glue mostly on your skin, because the purpose of the bald cap is to protect your hair as well. So as y'all see, I'm really taking my time. I'm using the rat tail section of my comb to smooth the glue down, and I'm making sure that the layers are super duper thin, like real thin, like thinner than what you think it needs to be. Like, I don't really put that much glue on there. I don't really remember why I decided to go in with this adhesive. I don't know. I was just trying to make sure that it was actually gonna stick down and lay down, because I didn't want to mess up this install. But yeah, first layer is done. Oh, maybe that's all the layers I did, I guess. I don't know. I guess I only did 1 layer of glue. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, so I'm just making sure that I put that lace exactly where I want it to lay. And I'm taking my time with this. It's to the point where I don't even care if I take too long to where the glue gets a little too dry, because you can always go in and add more, especially because I don't do a ton of layers. So I'm just making sure that that is laid exactly where I need it to go. That way it looks good. So does that make sense? Just take your time. It's really all you got to do is take your time and study and get your reps up and practice. Do what you can. To make sure that that lace is really sticking to my face, I just went in gently with the comb. I know it looks like I'm pressing hard, but I'm really not trying to do that, because I don't want to disrupt the glue or the adhesive, because I don't know if it's just bowl hold or if it's all glues in general. If you mess with it too much and you haven't tied down your hair yet or your edges, it can kind of make the glue ball up a little bit. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm also not trying to push the lace too far into the glue to where the glue goes through the grids on the lace, because then it'll leave white residue, and that's just not a good look. It's not what we're going for. And that's why everybody tells you to wait until the glue is clear. That's how you know if it's dry enough or not. Also, what I'm doing now is, as y'all see, certain parts didn't stick, but I'm just going back in and thinly applying some more glue to those sections that need it. Yeah, like, this way of installing is just so much better. It's a lot less stressful, and I'm able to really see what I'm doing. And that's gonna help me a lot in the future, but I also think it'll help y'all too. Because obviously, if you're watching this video, you trying to be bad at putting on wigs, like bad as in good. Like you're trying to be real good at putting on wigs. So really just take your time. Editing Ari here. Also, if y'all noticed, instead of me using the bottle of glue directly on my hairline, I put some of the glue on the plate and then picked the glue up with the metal part of the rat tail comb. I like applying it to the parts of the lace that didn't stick down that way versus just putting the glue and the bottle directly on your hairline, because you have no control over how much glue is going to come out. Even if you think you're real good, it's a lot smarter and easier to just put it on the paper plate. Trust me, it will cause you to have to like skip the cleanup process. That cleanup process is horrible when it comes to glue, so just put it on the plate. Also, I thought about shortening the clips on this video because I don't know how y'all feel about dumb long videos, especially when it just comes to me doing my hair, but I wanted to give y'all a realistic look of how long it takes to put on wigs. Now obviously there's people out there who can slap a wig on in an hour or two, but they're really good. But me, I'm not there yet. So I just wanted to show y'all how realistic it is when it comes to putting on a wig if you want to be really good at it. I know I didn't show y'all me tying up my hair. I think the camera died or something, but yeah, so here is the results after tying down my hairline. Mistake number 5 is baby hairs in general. I'll explain in a second. But yeah, I'm just mapping them out right now, but this is gonna be a lot, so get your notes ready. I'm not implying that baby hairs in itself are a mistake. It's more so trying to get them to look like how they look on Instagram, like with the Atlanta hairstylists and whatnot. It took me a long time to understand that you have to part out a C-section instead of just parting straight across the hairline. I don't know why that took me forever to understand, but it did. So if y'all don't know, y'all have to section out little moon shapes on your hairline. Don't just part it straight across because that's not a good look. Also, you want to hot comb the baby hairs forward. I got this little braiding trick from Slade by Jordan. I don't know. I did it just because he does it. I don't understand the purpose yet, but I did it just because he does it. What I'm doing right now is mapping out where the part needs to start. That way my baby hairs are not lopsided. That is something that drives me insane. I hate whenever the little swoops are not symmetrical. Can't do that. So if you are a beginner person at trying to do your baby hairs, the best advice I can give you is measure out where you need them to start by lining the baby hairs up with your eyebrow, like a specific point on your eyebrow. Y'all, I burnt my ear. Oh my god, it hurt so bad. It was tragic. So as y'all see, I was scared to put it close like I needed to. I was like, child, we just gonna lay this down with some mousse because I ain't about to keep burning my ear. But anyway, yes, map out your baby hairs by using points of reference on your eyebrows. That's what I like to do. I don't know. It works for me right now. So I'm just gonna fill y'all in whenever I have information. Try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, hey, at least you tried. But yeah, I'm mapping them out right now, to be honest. It's hard to really explain what I'm doing, but I don't know, just kind of watch. Also, this is the spritz I was referring to. This will get rid of any white residue. I see some people will spray the spritz on their finger and then dab it on their hairline. Y'all can do that too, but I knew it wasn't gonna harm anything, so I just put it in the frontal, like where I sprayed it at, as y'all can see, because it's gonna help it dry down even more and it's not gonna leave that white cast. After the spritz, I went in with some mousse. This is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, just put the mousse on there, and then before I curled my baby hairs, I tied them down again, just because at this point I'm being overly cautious, because I see other people, they will like curl the baby hairs and do all that first and then swoop them to the sides and then lay it down. But I don't like tying my baby hairs down with my elastic band, because I've noticed when I've done it in the past, because the baby hairs are not set yet, it's like it'll make them wavy once you take the elastic band off, because the elastic band is like stretchy, so it's like moving your baby hairs. I don't like that, so I'm gonna show y'all in a future clip what I do instead. Right here, I'm just layering my hair while I was waiting for the baby hairs to dry down. I lost a clip. That's why the baby hairs are swooped already. I'm gonna have to do another tutorial because I don't know what happened. I think my memory card was full and I wasn't realizing it. I don't know, tragic. Anyway, I like to tie my edges down with black strips. The first one that I put on, I leave it wide, and then the second black strip, I will fold it in half, and I put that directly where the baby hairs are at, just to make sure that everything is melted. So the first one is to keep the baby hairs in place, and the second one is to make sure everything is melted. Now, while I'm waiting on my edges to set, I just decided to curl my hair. I'm also gonna have to do another tutorial in the future on how to actually curl your hair, because I used to think I knew what I was doing, and like, yeah, I know how to throw some curls in there, but it's deeper than what y'all really think to get like that glamorous Hollywood red carpet type of look. Like, there's a way that you actually have to curl it, and it's deeper than just curling the hair away from your face. It's deeper than all that. So the install in itself is pretty much finished, and that's what I wanted to focus on for today's video. I know the title is 5 wig mistakes and how to fix them, but the mistakes that I specifically wanted to talk about were install mistakes. I can do some more videos in the future on like styling and stuff, but I'm starting to want to really go in detail with this wig education thing, and I'm realizing that installing is like a completely separate topic from styling in a way. Like, they both deserve their own categories. But yeah, so here is the finished result. That's why I put the layers in, because baby, she's moving. It's giving movement and body. I love how this turned out. The wig is really good quality. So yeah, this is the end of the video. So thank y'all for sticking through to the end. Make sure that you subscribe if you have not already, because at this point you've already dedicated almost an hour of your time. So subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.